You're live. Say hi to the
Hi.
kid.
It's been a while. Hi guys. Yes, I'm still Matt Ryan, and in my ear is MG right now. Elliott and Mokaev are in the middle of round 3, and it's UFC 294. That's right. We're back for a card today from Abu Dhabi, which is why we are day walking today. It does feel weird to watch a UFC card in the middle of the afternoon. It feels like a nighttime activity, like watching pro wrestling or mixed martial arts or boxing. Afternoon boxing feels so straight. It feels like it shouldn't exist. Let me know in the chat if you think that is also true. But right now, we are going to get our dicks kicked in by college football. But this card is a banger. Main event is at 155 pounds. Islam Makhachev defends the lightweight championship against Alexander Volkanovski. The co-main event. This is the co-main event. Kamaru Usman taking on Khamzat Chimaev. And then we got Magomed Ankalaev against Johnny Walker. We just got a submission finish, and it looks like Mokaev got the win. He is hopping over the guardrail, over the fence, pardon me, and now he's hugging people. Jumping outside the cage now just feels kind of cheeky. It doesn't feel dangerous anymore because of all of that. And Elliott giving Mokaev a big hug. And we've got Ikram Aliskerov. There we go. Oh, I'm going to fuck that one up. Get a counter in the bottom right corner, Matt, of how many times I fuck up Aliskerov's name. Warlley Alves is his opponent. And in our opening contest, Syed Nurmagomedov taking on Muin Gafurov. Oh, this is going to be a tough one today, folks. But I'm Matt Ryan, and I'll be calling the action with you all afternoon long. It's yet again, very weird. Like, Matt, it is weird to watch any kind of fighting during the actual daylight hours, right? Like, it's just an odd thing.
I told you earlier, it completely threw my day off. Like, my whole week, I'm like, just trying to organize how I'm going to do things, how normally things go during the day. I'm like, man, because usually college football's on, and now we're doing UFC.
Are you a Michigan fan or a Michigan State fan?
I am a Michigan fan, but I am very much interested in this scandal going on in MSU. Actually, both have scandals now. No, that's the Michigan one.
Oh, Mel Tucker. Oh, yeah, that Mel
Tucker wanking off in his hotel room.
Oy vey. That is not. No, just big bag of nope there. Mokaev getting the official decision in a moment, but we'll be calling all the main card fights for you. Raiden Thacker in the chat. We need you for the Strickland upset of Izzy. I'm sorry, guys. Life has been life this year, and we haven't been able to do as many shows for you as we would have wanted to, but I have good news. Should I tell them now? Should I tell them now?
You can tell them whenever you want. Or wait until later, or repeat it 12 times.
I'll pepper it. Next week, Francis Ngannou, Tyson Fury. We will. There we go. I'm so choked up. I'm so excited. No, we'll be live next week for Ngannou and Fury. We'll be calling that. It's going to be around the same time, maybe a little later, because we're not going to do the prelims of that card because we don't know who's fighting on that card. I have absolutely no idea. But we'll be calling
before then.
Yeah. But we'll be calling that. Brendan is alive. That is true. Brendan is very much alive. But we will have the call of that next week. And also, I'm going to be doing some Twitch streaming, kind of. And we'll have more info on that as we go, because that just kind of got approved. And I don't know what it's going to be outside of the fact it's going to be chaos. But we'll be calling all the main cards for you. Matt, we haven't spoken in a while. With me in the audience. How are you?
I'm alive. I'm doing well. Staying busy with a lot of production stuff. So I got that going on. I'm not a fan of fall or going into winter. So that depresses me some. But other than that, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, this time of year is the shits for your mental health. And also, please, don't do what I do and make rash decisions like when you're trimming your beard and you're like, you know what? I screwed up the edges. I'm just going to start over. I'm going to just start from the beginning and then realize you have to do a live stream. That is my fate. That is how I got here today, and I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with where I am, and why is it telling me to do this when I already did that? Okay. This thing is just broken. Hey, Steven Carasso, how you doing, friend? And shoot people this message on social. Send the link to people. Say hi. Matt's yelling at the TV again, and he's clean-shaven, and he's weird. It's very unsettling. I know it. I admit
Very
it.
entertaining for a Saturday
And it's the
morning.
truth.
Or Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not the more. Oh, God. Looking at this
West
first
Coast
thing
it
in
is.
the morning is dark.
Cali is.
Well, yeah, good morning, California. Jesus, you guys are watching. It's like when the NFL's in London, it's just, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
It's
I can't with the NFL this year. I've been spoiled by watching 7-on-7 football in a more exciting kind of atmosphere than anything in the NFL this year, except for the Miami Dolphins. Like, I'll stop what I'm doing or what I'm watching to watch a Dolphin game because that offense is absurd.
I think
But
you know what I'm into.
Man Campbell, shoe and ankles.
Oh man,
Hissing
dude,
babies, whatever the fuck.
I got to tell you, man, this team is a lot of fun to watch, and everybody in Detroit's into it. So, I'm just gonna buckle down and enjoy the ride because they might have the second offense in the league.
Jared Goff, man, just who the fucking would have guessed? Both of those teams won that trade. The Rams and the Lions won that trade.
Yeah.
The Rams won the short term because they got a goddamn Super Bowl ring, and the Lions are winning the long term because their persistence paid off. You guys haven't had a franchise quarterback outside of Stafford. The only franchise quarterback your team ever
Bobby
had
Lane. Yep.
was Bobby Lane, and that's fucking 60 years ago at this point.
Yep.
And no, Raiden, he did not. We could not afford the airfare for something like that, let alone whatever the booking fee would be. But yeah, watch Catalyst Wrestling on Premier Streaming Network every Saturday, or on demand, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's free. Much like this, if you don't want to listen to John Anik and whoever the fuck else, Oh, and also, the USADA thing. Holy shit, USADA and the UFC after this year.
I forgot to give you that information.
Are gonna, because you're an asshole. Because look at you. Just look at you. Just look at who you are and realize how much you failed me. I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding.
I know.
Not kidding.
All right.
I'm gonna throw hot pokers at him. How? I don't know, but I'm gonna figure out a way to throw hot pokers at him like a trident. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. It's New Japan Dojo style. Just start fucking hucking shit at you until you learn. Also, if you want to donate to the Super Chat, $20 gets me to sing. $50, you might get a poem. I don't know. But give us money. Give us money for the fact that we're giving you the UFC fight calls for absolutely free. Buy me a lunch. Buy me lunch. That's what I want. I want you to buy me lunch. And we're in the opening video package. But let's play the game we always play. When the fuck is this going to start? And that is when we figure out what time the first fight will walk to the ring. Octagon. Jesus. And also, how many people are going to walk out? Stephanie Sotilli not with us this week because she has something called a life. And also, we didn't know that this was an afternoon show because we've been busy, and then realized it's the place where Garfield sends normal.
I text you like Monday and went, "Hey, you know something? Saturday's going to be interesting."
Yeah. Fuck me running. But Makhachev and Volkanovski too. Let's go. Usman Khamzat. Oh my, you're spoiled by the last three fights on this card because I just want to see what Ankalaev and Walker do. Because it's going to be wacky. It's going to be whack-zanorific. and John Anik looking like, as per usual, the dad who stepped up in his best PTA suit, and I am a stepdad tie. That tie looks like he's about to close a deal to bring a shit ton of linoleum to a certain part of the United States. Raiden Thwacker saying 215 with 3. What about you, Matt? What's your time on there?
I'll say 2 people and 217.
I'm going to go with 3, and I'm going to go with 216. Paul Felder and Daniel Cormier join John Anik. And it's interesting that Rogan doesn't go there. Like, he just kind of says, fuck, I have to go out. I have to leave a time zone. Nah, I'm good, fam. It has kind of come to that point with Joe Rogan calling UFC fights. And hey, he's earned that right. And I do really like Paul Felder. DC is DC. But, you know, how about giving younger, fatter announcers an opportunity? You know, some who look better with a beard than, you know, clean shaven. You know what? See that goddamn spoiler mask right there, Matt?
Yes, I
If
do.
people donate $80, I will call a fight in this spoiler mask.
That'd be great.
$80 in the super chat, and I will call a fight. Young Ed, Rogan won't lead the. Yeah, I assume that's the reason why. It's American exceptionalism to a degree. But will he go to Canada? It's not even the point anymore. But Nurmagomedov, you know, I've been saying that name for so long, and then I just stopped because Khabib left and retired. That it's taken me a while to Nurmagomedov. There we go. I think I got it back. And Gafurov will open up the card. Tim Elliott lost to Mohammad Mokaev. And Javid Basharat and Victor Henry was a no contest because of a kick to the dick and balls that the doctor told the person who was kicked in the dick and balls, you, sir, were not kicked in the dick and balls. Now, I'm not one to argue medical science or the opinion of a doctor. But as someone who has been hit in the testicles more times than I'd like to mention, if you got hit in the balls, you would know you got hit in the balls. So he may be the worst doctor I have ever seen in any walk of life. I have hired doctors for the State Athletic Commission. And there is no way in hell any of the doctors I have hired would tell someone who was hit in the testicles that you were not hit in the testicles. How does that even work? How does that even happen? Whose man's is this? Like, that's my question. Also, follow me on Twitter at Matt Ryan Yells. You can follow MG at 2FightForever. And follow Steph Sotilli, even though she's not with us here today. Follow her at Steph Sotilli. And Chimaev saying that he's, more than likely.
Fantastic.
We got to get that boom, though. And it is 209. They are filling with so much bullshit. Like, it's the NBA pregame effect. Like, everything now feels like they're doing the NBA coverage for the UFC.
Wonder why.
Because, like, these prolonged walk-ins, showing everybody coming in, like, peppering that in throughout the broadcast makes sense, but taking the first quarter hour to just front-load shit when you've had a 4-hour prelim before that, and you know people who are spending the $80 for this pay-per-view. And next week's pay-per-view is 75 fucking bucks. So you know the people buying the pay-per-view, especially on a Saturday afternoon, are savage people. These are the freaks. These are the weirdos. These are the what the fuck is the word? It's the internet thing. Fucking Help me here.
Psychos?
You're terminally online. Help me. Sickos. Thank you. Jesus Christ. The MMA sickos out there. Just leaving me on
Honestly,
the ledge.
This
Like
would
Bob,
be a
like Bob Hoskins in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You are Tweety Bird. Just letting me dangle on this one little piggy right here. And then just at the last moment, you help me get grip on the flagpole.
Well, what can I say? If
An
honestly,
apology.
if I
A
wasn't doing
written
this,
apology.
you know, the best place to watch this would be like a Buffalo Wild Wings or something, or a Hooters.
That is true.
Where you get football added in on side screens.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with fucking people, though. Like
That's
I've been to watch parties. I've done things like that. I've hosted Super Bowl parties, but it's usually with friends of mine who do and don't like football. So it's like a little lively, but people are watching the game. You know, there's good food. Every time I go to like a watch party for whatever it is, I can never focus because of everything else that's fucking going on. Like, the only time I remember being focused watching a fight at the bar, hey, Stanley Franklin, what's going on, bud? The 2 moments of my life where I was locked in watching something at a watch party that wasn't like at a person's house. Knick playoff game. They won their first playoff series. I think it was at Wicked Willie's? I was in a bar in downtown Manhattan, like the Lower East Side Village area of Manhattan. And the other time was Tyson Holyfield at a VFW, which was also the last known residence of my father. Fun fact thrown in there. And that's when Tyson bit Holyfield's ear. I remember watching it on a box TV that's no bigger than the laptop powering this show. Like, maybe a little bigger. Maybe a 24-inch tube TV up, like, way up. And I used to watch Eureka's Castle on that when the bookie who would hang out in the VFW would babysit me while my mom was working. Y'all learning way too much about your boy right now.
We're just waiting for these commercials to get
yeah, like here. I'm just gonna trauma dump while we wait for these fights to start. Got questions? No, but coming up next, it's Muin Gafurov versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. Gafurov 18-5, walking into tonight. It is a fight at 135, and they are in the video package now. So these two bantamweights are going to throw hands. And
full
shout out to everybody in the chat.
I couldn't find anything on this fight, really. So
yeah, Gafurov.
On these two fighters.
4 of his 5 losses have been when it goes to a decision. For Nurmagomedov, when it goes to decision, he has won 8 by decision, 5 by submission, 4 by knockout. So look for a Nurmagomedov to grind you for 15 minutes. Like that's the playbook with a lot of guys like that, especially with that last name. But he can throw hands. It's going to be a real interesting fight. What were the odds walking into this, Matt? And we'll see it when they get in there, but we're in the video package now.
Yeah.
Let us know what fight you're looking most forward to for tonight. And I really fucking hate Fight Island.
I do too.
Stanley Franklin, who are you talking about? And also, if you want to drop the link on some of those other chats and say, hey, there's good commentary on the internet, let them know.
I did tweet it out, by the way.
You did? At Matman Podcast?
Yes, and I tagged you in it too, so.
Well, I will. I do not have a beer bong. I don't know where one would get a beer bong. I do not have one. And I don't have any beer in the house, which is a tragedy, but I've got water and I've got persistence. And the fun thing about shaving, my Face ID doesn't work all the time. It works 1 out of 4 times. Jens Pulver's doing a live stream.
Matt Ryan, you're not allowed to shave. That's not part of our deal.
Ah!
Uh oh.
Facial hair
Who is that?
required.
It's a voice.
I've
In
got
the
stubble
ether.
back. Jesus, is that Jesus? Is that you, Dan Severn?
It's Tom Chiasana, your general manager.
Oh God! I thought the zombie.
He's back.
Who let the zombie in? Fucking breaking 9 types of kayfabe. Coming in and bothering me. I'm a star. Gafurov is an international master of sport and combat sambo, which means don't fuck with him. Just don't try anything. 17 of 18 wins have been by first round finishes. Holy fucking shit. Shout out to Randy Orton and Batista going through the fusion dance process, talking to Gavurov's team. Like, he's a dead, like, if he's got Andrew Zarian's facial hair, Batista and Randy Orton's tattoos, and then Randy Orton's everything else.
That's a heck of a combination. All right.
Where does
what's that gonna do?
MG look where one buys a beer bong? Do the research on that. You know,
where does one buy a
you
beer
ask
bong?
me to do the research all the time on things, so I'm asking you to do that this time.
I mean, I feel like, I mean, any like those gift stores like Spencer's, anything like that, they would have them.
I think the mall by me has a Spencer's.
Yes.
Protein
and
popcorn.
I would almost bet a place like that would have a beer bong.
Well, so basically you're saying if you can buy your first dildo there, you can buy a beer bong.
Buy a beer bong. Why not?
Okay.
Seems like it's in the same category.
So you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a field piece as Nurmagomedov makes his walk to the octagon. Also, this is at 217. So I believe, Matt, you win. Big funnel.
Amy.
Oh, yeah, just got Stanley Franklin with the right answer there. But I do want, MG, I want you to go on a field piece where you have to check the beer bong to dildo ratio at local Spencer's Gifts in your location.
Okay. I'll check
I
back,
want budget approval for that.
So Nurmagomedov, is that how we say his name? He is a minus 160. Yeah, he's a minus 165 favorite.
Well, he's got the second highest submission average. He goes for 1.5 submissions every 15 minutes. That's insane. And he's also got one of 10 spinning kick knockouts in UFC history. And some of the props to watch: Nurmagomedov to win by submission, plus 225. Nurmagomedov to win inside the distance, plus 130. And Nurmagomedov to win by decision, plus 175. Interesting to see that they have the better odds of him winning by inside the distance than by decision. It's a scant difference. But it is interesting to have it that much of a sure bet, as opposed to, actually, no, it's the other way around. I'm sorry. It's been a day. But where do we get a big, find me a big funnel? But let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Nurmagomedov, 31. Gafurov, 27. Nurmagomedov with the height and weight advantage, 5'8" at 136 pounds. Gafurov, 5'7", 135.5, and a significant reach advantage of 70 to 68 for Nurmagomedov. And that jacket, oh my God, it looks like something a 1970s Christmas decoration would be made out of. Like, that's in your family's Christmas box, and every year it reminds you of grandma, and it makes you a little sad, and then you remember she was racist.
Okay. They need to start this.
I'm just playing the averages there. I'm playing percentages.
Matt's giving us too much information about himself. They need to start.
Oh no, I don't think my grandmother was a racist.
Okay.
Well, at least not one of them. I don't know about the other one. I think I'm 50% on racist grandmas. I cannot confirm or deny that. But Gafurov fighting out of Tajikistan is the plus 230 underdog. I like saying Tajikistan. That's a fun country to say. And shout out to Raiden Thacker donating $1.99 to the cause. Remember, if there's a total of $80 in donations, I will wear this spoiler mask during a call. I will do an entire fight inside a spoiler mask because I am a fucking joke. But we are getting ready for our opening contest on UFC 294. Mark Goddard is your referee. And the fight girls are in Abu Dhabi. I didn't know that was allowed there. And here we go with round number 1.
Oh, it's Saudi. That's the big
Gafurov
issue. That'll be interesting when they do Saudi Arabia with the girls. They'll be all in a bodysuit.
They may just not have them. Head kick attempt by Nurmagomedov does not land. Gafurov controlling the spacing here. Nurmagomedov with his back towards the octagon fence. Gafurov circling the interior of the octagon. Leg kick by Nurmagomedov misses. Head kick again misses. Gafurov with great instincts getting out of the way there. Leg kick by Gafurov. That lands. Leg kick avoided by Gafurov, trying to kick the inside leg. Push kick by Nurmagomedov. Gafurov did not shave the middle of his back, and it is distracting, jarring, and also kind of looks like a butthole. 404. Left to go in round number 1. Nurmagomedov whips a kick at the shoulder. Gafurov throws it, and now Nurmagomedov has a guillotine in on Gafurov. Trying to lock it in here. Does not have it fully hooked. Trying to get something going here, and it's over. He tapped. Gafurov taps out to Nurmagomedov in under 2 minutes with 3:48 left to go in the round. Cinched into guillotine, dropped it, and it looks like his shoulder might have popped out. Something is happening here, and we are less than a half hour in, and Gafurov is furious. He is frustrated, and he has been finished in round number 1. Let's take a look again at the replay. That overhand right was what started the downfall for Gafurov, and then he was just trying to swing and scramble, and then Nurmagomedov pulled in and locked in the guillotine, had it right under the throat, and tapped. Gafurov had to tap. It was all over at that point. Just that overhand right, and then started to stumble down, tried to pull Nurmagomedov down, because instinct kicked in, and then bing, bang, boom, we're done in round number 1. As Saeed Nurmagomedov will get his 18th win, and Gafurov will drop to 18-6 as a pro. And that was, this might be a performance of the night bonus for him. That will be his first since his fight against Cody Stamann. And he's been fighting since 2009, but a big win here to open UFC 294. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by MG Geek in my ear. I hope you are having a lovely afternoon. We'll take a look at the stats here. Well, we did look at the stats there.
Oh, I'll put them back. There's just not a lot of them because it was pretty quick.
Yeah. 2 strikes landed. Like a total of 5 strikes were landed. In and out, a guillotine submission. And it was all over a minute 13 into round number 1. Saeed Nurmagomedov gets the win tonight, this afternoon. And that's his 9th first round finish, Matt. That's insanity. Wow. Let us know your thoughts on that fight. Let us know your thoughts on the afternoon so far. And drop some predictions in there. But what a win by Nurmagomedov. And that overhand right, it was just, at that point, he was running at him. He had the rhythm of the fight. He had the positioning down. That's the thing, is like, he was able to keep Nurmagomedov's back to the fence, and then he just decided to get hyper aggressive. It looked like a game plan thing, or something going completely out of the window, throwing something completely out the window. And Nurmagomedov just picked up on it. It just felt like frustration. And you could see that in the reaction to the submission, because it was just one small mistake that turned into a total catastrophe. Stanley Franklin 1-0, 3 EV and 2 OV for wins. I believe those are your wagers. But shout out to Stanley Franklin. Shout out to Alfian Afif watching along. Steven Seagal! Oh my God. What is that? Aljamain Sterling there in the crowd. You can't just go from whatever the fuck Steven Seagal is now to Aljamain Sterling and act like it's normal. Like, bud, what the fuck was that? The next time we'll be with you for UFC action is Saturday, November 11th, 10 p.m. Eastern. It will be John Jones and Stipe Miocic for the World Heavyweight Championship. A lot of people believe this is going to be Jones' last fight, wink, quote unquote. So it will be interesting to see how that goes. Jones and Miocic, it's been a while since we've seen Stipe Miocic inside the octagon. Jones has fought like once in the last 3 to 5 years. So it will be really interesting to see where both of those guys are at in a big money fight and a big moment. Like, that's the biggest fight in that division that you can make, because Francis Ngannou's in the fucking PFL now. And the world of combat sports this year has really toppled in on itself, in my opinion. Earlier this week, Showtime announced that they are no longer going to have any combat sports. Paramount Plus, the entire company of Viacom CBS, are getting out of the combat sports business. And this comes less than 5 years after the end of HBO boxing. Boxing on American television, whether pay-per-view or cable or broadcast, is now just ESPN, some syndicated fights, and not really much else. Everything else is now on ESPN Plus or on DAZN, and that's fucking terrible. Like, the fact that now more than ever there are so many great fighters and so many great fights that are actually being made, that are actually happening. The fact that Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury is a fight that's possible for this year or next year, or any of the Canelo Alvarez hypotheticals. The fact that they are so gatekept, and the fact that it's promoters and not the governing bodies making these decisions and signing these deals. We're seeing it metastasize in the NCAA with college football, and basically the death of conferences as we know it, and just making the side effects, the ricochets, the backlash of all of this affecting smaller sports that basically are funded by the football income. And we're going to have to see softball teams now who play against teams that are in their conference 2 time zones away. But to get back to the other point, when it comes to boxing, whether you like modern boxing or not, and I love modern boxing to a certain extent. I like the activity in the heavyweight division, but boxing is learning a lesson that without mainstream partnerships and broadcasts, you're going to fall by the wayside. You're going to become more of a niche, because more and more people are like, do you want to pay $20 and then $80 for a Canelo fight? Like, there's no connection, I think, outside of maybe social media. And I could be wrong, but UFC is in more households than ever because of the deal with ESPN, because they're going to be able to be on ABC, and they're able to kind of link people in with some of those fights. But there's not really a lot there for people to get into boxing outside of going on these paywall apps. And I feel like that it's the reason why Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and all those influencer fighters have been able to dominate that entire sport, because they have an audience that is willing and knows them from outside shit, that's going to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to go to their fights or buy their fights on pay-per-view, buy the merch, and do all this stuff. For regular boxing, they're trying to tap into that, but they don't have the same avenues that a Logan Paul, Jake Paul, KSI do.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but isn't the only platform right now Top Rank Boxing? Like, that's on
Top Rank on ESPN. Yeah, and I think
PBC,
right? PBC and Fox's deal, I think, ended a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's just, it sucks as a fan of combat sports that it's not as accessible, or there's not as much buzz about it than there was when I was a kid. And I could be out of the loop as Islam Aliskerov makes his walk to the octagon as we kick things off with our second fight. Yeah. Pardon me, that was Warlley Alves. I was looking up and I saw the first name that I saw and saw somebody walking out. But it is Warlley Alves from Governador Valadares, Minas Gerais, Brazil. But when it comes to that, yeah, it sucks. Because we don't have the accessibility anymore. We don't have the opportunities for things like that to build new audience. Because they're not real. Are they cultural moments anymore? Like in the UK, boxing, especially when it's Tyson Fury fighting, it's a thing. It's a happening. They've been able to cultivate that. In America, outside of maybe Deontay Wilder, but since Floyd Mayweather retired, that cult of personality isn't there. It's not there with the Charlo brothers. It might be there with Crawford and Spence, but like it doesn't magnify in the cultural zeitgeist the same way. Like I don't think it pops the same way. And that's a fucking shame, because some of the fighters now are some fucking amazing fighters. And could be considered, much like you can consider this generation of UFC fighter, so much better because of the conditioning and advantages of technology and the sport and understanding of boxing and the understanding of health more than anything. But Raiden Thacker bring back the Contender. I think they tried to do that a couple of years ago. I think that was the thing that they tried to bring back. Whether or not it was successful is anybody's fucking guess. But it is 2:30 and we're heading into our second fight. And I kind of blacked out for a bit there, getting on my soapbox, Matt. And I didn't, we just time fucking spin by on that.
Yes.
Alves has won 4 fights by knockout, lost twice by knockout. He's won 6 by submission, 4 by decision. He's lost by decision 3 times. So he is basically +1 when it goes to the scorecards. And as Aliskerov makes his walk to the octagon, he's knocked out 5. His only loss was by knockout. He submitted 5, and he's won 4 by decision. Another combo sambo veteran, a master at that sport, was on Dana White's Contender Series to get his UFC contract. He is one of 5 active Russian middleweights in the UFC. He is from Dagestan, the area of Russia that Khabib Nurmagomedov and so many other big major UFC fighters have come from over the last 15 years. Shout out to Mikey Santallan joining us here in the chat. Hi, good to see you. Missed you. As we do our first stream in a while here live on the Matt Men YouTube channel. And as Aliskerov gets Vaselined up by the cut man, we're going to be doing something new on the channel. I've been doing this for a long time, just alone when I'm bored and I have nothing to do, which is rare. But I'll open my version of NBA 2K, and I'll do this with MLB The Show as well. And I'll do a multiverse where all the teams, all the players get dumped into a huge pot. So that means players from the 80s, the 90s, you get doubles, you get triples of LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, etc., etc. And what we do from there is fantasy draft. Randomize it, simulate it, let the computers make the decisions. Alves 32, Aliskerov 30. We'll go through the tail of the tape real quick. The height and reach advantage are huge here. 6 foot to 5'11", 76 to 72, a 4-inch reach advantage. This is Alves' first fight at middleweight. He came in at 185.5, and Aliskerov came in at 186. But we'll be doing some fun live streams on Twitch. We'll be doing the NBA Multiverse on Twitch, and we'll do games, we'll do seasons, we'll watch stuff together, and you'll hear me make fun of horrible things, and we'll just see what the computer does. MG, are you interested in watching something like that, or is this a terrible idea?
I know a lot of people that love that. It's not my thing, but it's not a terrible idea.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad it's not a terrible idea. Like, I'm glad you said that as my friend.
Sorry.
Like, it's not the dumbest thing you've ever said. Like in terms of stupid things, it's like, the bar is pretty
medium.
high.
It's medium. Yeah, it's medium. It's more toward the floor and not to the ceiling.
Lucas Boskaki. I'm going to make you run so many laps, MG. Like, it's just going to... You're going to live on that fucking track. You're going to just live on that track while I throw hot pokers at you. Just continue. Like, all day long, like my foot up a dog's ass. Bang, bang, bang with those fucking red hot pokers. Aliskerov and Alves begin here. It's a middleweight bout. Push kick by Aliskerov is met by a kick to the thigh by Alves. Controlling the center of the octagon is Aliskerov. A lot of energy coming out of Alves. Once again, it's first time in almost 5 years since fighting at 185 pounds. Center of the octagon. Aliskerov trying to use that push kick and another leg kick. It's kick city here. Early on, left hand thrown by Aliskerov. Just notice Harley. Harley's right there. Yeah. Always watching over us. 4:20 blaze it left to go in round number 1. Aliskerov just getting kicked in the shins by Alves. Just continuous kick in the shins. Kick to the shin again. Left-right combination by Alves. Left hand thrown by Aliskerov. Left hand followed up by a feint by Alves. 3:53 left to go in round number 1. Left-right combination by Aliskerov does not land. Alves keeping his hands up here with 3:45 left to go in round number 1. Left hand thrown by Aliskerov does not get through the defenses, but it looks like Alves has got a little bit of raspberry jam on his nose. Aliskerov landing the right hook. Now trying to put the pressure is Alves. Alves, push kick by Aliskerov. Both men will reset towards the center of the octagon. Low kick by Alves, push kick by Aliskerov. Both of them using the inside leg. Right-left combination by Alves. 3:16, what left to go in round 1. Missing with the low kick was Alves. Aliskerov stepping back and making sure that he does not get got, and he almost gets hit with a right hand by Alves, but Alves gets hit with a left hand and it stumbles him, tapped him on the chin and sent him to the ground. Alves gets hit with a knee from hell. Aliskerov lighting the lamp here, and it is over. Aliskerov, Ikram Aliskerov walks it up in the first as you get some 4D from my fat ass. What a knockout. Woo! All right, I think we're back, boys. I think we're back.
Wow, I step away for 1 second and miss all the fun stuff.
Warlley Alves just fucking lit his ass up. Now got his ass lit up, pardon me. Whoo, Aliskerov. With his 6th win by knockout. That straight left catches him right in the jaw, drops him down. And at that point, it's in panic mode. He is trying to restart the computer. There's the flying knee. Gets him with the misdirect. And then Warlley Alves gets hit with a left hand, followed up by a right. He cannot get himself protected. And then bouncing. There's the knee again. Bip, bip, uppercut. And then just spamming shots, burning
That
the
knee
energy
was
meter until
nasty.
Warlley Alves just crumples.
That was sick. That knee, that head kick, and then knee combo. Woo!
That boy is dangerous as shit. So we have not gotten out of the first round yet in the main card, everybody.
Which means we're gonna have to babble for a while.
But next up, we are in, and I was expecting these fights to be interesting. I didn't expect them to be firework shows, because goddamn, they are putting on.
The main and the co-main, I think, are going to be the highlights.
Oh, definitely. But both of these guys earning some fucking fight of the night bonuses. You give these guys the 50 grand, or is it 70? Is it 75 or 50? But what a fucking 207. So that fight lasted a little longer, but the winner by TKO, Ikram Aliskerov. And up next, we've got light heavyweight action. It'll be Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. But, you know, Stephen Krause said, no, we've been using this setup for 2 or 3 shows now. This is my new set that I used to do videos for the channel on. But this is my set. You can see it on the 3-on-1 podcast, or whenever I do a hit as an expert for no one, or I just sit in front of here and play pretend. I do my fake late night talk show. I have MG produce it too. He never records it. I tell him specifically, do not record it.
Yeah,
but we've had many great guests. We had Phoebe Cates on just last week. And I think I don't want to spoil it, but next week, the ghost of Tony Randall. So it's going to be a big time.
That's going to be huge.
But we will actually be with you next week for Fury Ngannou. And I don't know what to make of this fight. I have absolutely no idea.
We might not start.
Steven, I get hit
we might not even start till 11 that night. Now that I think about it.
No, that's in Saudi, bro.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. It's in the afternoon again.
It's for
too?
Riyadh season. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. My bad.
Andrew Schultz is in Abu Dhabi. Why? Kevin De Bruyne from Manchester City. Bilal Muhammad is there. With someone who looks like Forrest Griffin. Don't know who that is, but 2 fights down, and the next time the UFC will have a fight night is Saturday, November 4th, and it's Almeida versus Lewis. That's Derek Lewis, and I hope Derek Lewis wins. Ryan Thracker Fury is going to kill him. I don't know, man. Francis Ngannou is a fucking beast of a human being. Like, this is Ali Inoki. This is what Mayweather is. Is this a realer fight than Mayweather McGregor? Because that fight was pro wrestling. Mayweather held him up as much as I wanted Conor at the time to beat the shit out of Floyd Mayweather. Like, it's not a farce to the level because it's more real than Mayweather Logan Paul, but that's the sub basement. That's that's unimportant.
That was a dance. That's what that was.
Yeah.
This was a choreographed dance.
And also, me and Brendan were the beneficiaries, and Steph, the beneficiaries of 5 million people not being able to access the pay-per-view because Showtime went down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Showtime's pay-per-view system went completely down during that pay-per-view because their servers couldn't handle what was going on. Mayweather lacked the power to finish him quick. I don't know, man. Like, but do you think Fury goes into this the same way he does any other fight? Is he gonna be 100%?
That's a good question.
I feel like his shit talk is at all, it's at the usual range. But Ngannou is such a question mark. Like, you can say what you want about him, but he can move and he can throw.
Right.
If he's able to learn, because if you knock someone out, you can knock someone out, you can knock someone out. And Fury is the huge favorite, understandably the favorite. But goddamn, I don't know.
Well, I know this. I got some info here. I might be able to
Yeah.
narrow in when we're going to start. So yeah, I looked it up. It starts at 1:00 Eastern time. The show itself. They're not expecting the main event ring walks to start until 5:40 Eastern time. So we might go live. We might schedule this for 5:30 next week. At least that's what I'm thinking right now.
Yep. Maybe a little earlier. Maybe get a fight or two just to get it out of the system.
Okay. Well, we'll say 5:00 then. How's that?
Yeah. And for more info, you can just subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, be a part of the conversation, be a part of the team. But fuck that card. Yuri Prochaska versus Pereira, and then Jones Miocic. That's a fun time for UFC 295. We're almost at 300. UFC 300 is going to be banana.
Do you know what weekend that? Do you know when that is? Right? It's like the week before WrestleMania. It's like April or like last week in March, I think. I can't remember.
Do you think they do a combo? Because Mania's in Philly. Do you think they run Philly, or do you think they do Vegas?
That's a great question. That actually is, because this is actually the first UFC fight, UFC pay-per-view since the merger, right? Or
this is the first. No, this is the first one since the merger. Well, goddamn, pal, I won. I mean, you know what? I may not be able to have creative decision power in the company I created, by the way. God damn it, Dana. It's a new day. And you know what I want to see? I want to see freaks! You call those motherfuckers at USADA and you say, I don't want to deal with you anymore. You know what I want? I want Akebono. Where's Chemo? Get him in that goddamn cross. I'll carry it myself. My mustache will carry the motherfucker. Where's Kimbo?
The damn mustache. It always comes back to that.
God damn it. You know what? If Kimbo can't do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put on the goddamn do-rag, and I'm going to fight somebody. God damn it. Get me.
That's great.
I want revenge. I want. You know what? I want Ted Turner in the cage. God damn it, I want it. Make it happen. I don't care. Put out a fight island. Fuck you.
Raiden has a good point. They're not running 300 and filth the dollar, whatever he calls it.
That's true. But it's probably going to be Vegas.
Mm-hmm. I just wonder going forward what kind of changes we're going to see. If they're going to be noticeable or subtle. I mean, obviously the UFC was when they go into Saudi Arabia. That has to, I'm certain that has Vince McMahon written all over that one.
Well, goddamn, pal. How do you think I'm going to get Mansoor back? Throw him in there at 145 pounds. Push him, give him the belt. Coming up next, it's Magomed Ankalaev, Jesus Christ, against Johnny Walker. This is going to be interesting. What Johnny Walker are we gonna get? The UFC inside the Sphere would be trippy as shit.
Oh, that would be weird, man. With all the lights
I
on the
would
outside.
pay good money. I would pay good money for that.
You'd have to.
I would pay
I think you'd
dozens
have
of dollars. I would pay dozens of dollars and then expense it back to the company. But this fight, this fight's so interesting to me because both of these guys are gonna. I think they saw the first two fights and they probably resigned themselves to, I'm gonna have to knock this motherfucker out now. I feel like that might be the thing, or Vince just made the call because I think 4 dudes on this card actively have staph infections.
Oh God, really?
They actively have staph and fought on today's card. What the fuck kind of athletic commission allows that kind of shit? Because good lord, goddamn boys, that is a choice.
When's the USADA thing over? Is it first of the year?
End of the year.
Okay.
That's when Connor's coming back. That's when you're gonna. Me thinks there's a reason for it, and 5 will get you 20. How do you get top guys back? Well, goddamn, do I have a playbook for you boys?
and here's the thing: is just as a fun fact, because I was looking this up, the talent, the use policy for the WWE. That is off their website now, off their corporate website. So they're actively changing that as well.
Oh, buddy.
I think they're doing
we're
something
back.
all-encompassing.
Well, it's called the ICOPRO, the International Consortium of Piss Regulators Organized.
I'm working on something special on that, by the way. On that whole Ico Pro and all that stuff from back in the day.
Oh, good. No, actually, I'm excited. You told me about what that is, and I'm very excited for what you're doing. Johnny Walker dancing like nobody's watching. Boy banding it up. He is.
I'm just glad I can pronounce his name.
Yeah, fun fact before the show, MG sends me the notes. Fuck you if you think I'm going to try to write any of the pronunciations out. And I'm like, well, that's just a bad producer. That's just, you're not helping me out. You're just
thorough enough.
Nope.
This was the only one I knew.
I said, okay. For it. I didn't even ask for it. Like, I'm not needy in that way. I just needed him to put things on paper that I can refer to so I have something to talk about, but I don't shut the fuck up on this show for some reason.
Imagine that.
Ooh, use a caddy bitch. And Bill Burr has a lot of great bits, Stanley. Paul Felder's key to victory for Johnny Walker. Attack the legs, stay in motion, be Johnny Walker. Now, what that means is be an asshole. Because Johnny Walker has the propensity to be quite an asshole. And it's slightly delightful. I'm not picking against Ankalaev here. I like Johnny Walker. I like watching Johnny Walker, to be more clear. I like watching Johnny Walker fight. But Ankalaev's a problem. I don't know if he's going to be able to solve that problem. And he's got his hair braided in the back too. It's a choice hair. Is that what design is that? Is that Birkin?
I don't know.
Here comes Ankalaev, the 8K cameras. One of 2 active Russian UFC light heavyweights. Another Dagestani boy making his walk to the octagon. They just loaded up this card with Dagestanis. But coming up on the NBA Multiverse show that I still have to name and design, NBA, the opposite of hang time. 2KY, I think I'm going to call it 2KY. I'm going to have a lot of fun with that just to see what the fuck actually happens. Because, like, in a situation where there are 4 Michael Jordans, does that negate one or the other? Like, what do you do in those situations? Also, we're going to figure out who gets the draft order by who's the saddest NBA teams. And we're going to judge that by from how long have they appeared in an NBA Finals. So that means the Nuggets and the Heat will draft last, and then we will go backwards from there. Because I feel like that would be fun. Also, I like doing it, and might as well try to make a little money from it, which is not healthy. Not healthy at all. But fuck you.
So we're penciling in Sacramento Kings as number 1 then?
More than likely, yeah.
There's
I think
a
the
team
Hawks.
I do
The
believe.
Hawks haven't made a finals. The Grizzlies have never made a finals.
Mhm.
There's a lot of shame there. A lot of shame and sadness.
It's the same teams. Charlotte. There's a ton of them.
Yeah. So we'll put that together and go through that when we bring you the League of Shame. And Ankalaev inside the octagon. Yes, why? Oh, Y2K. There we go. Mikey Santellan wins the fucking pony. Ankalaev coming into this fight. Both of them are 31. The tallest active UFC light heavyweight, Johnny Walker, at 6'6" to 6'3". Ankalaev with the weight advantage, 206 to 205, both near or at the limit. And then the reach advantage, a 7-inch reach advantage, 82 to 75 in favor of Johnny Walker. So Ankalaev is going to have to get inside early to try to take down or defeat Johnny Walker. And once again, just reminding you of your racist grandma, Bruce Buffer, with the Christmas ornament jacket. Hashtag racist grandma. Johnny Walker bowing as if you were a member of the ballet. I was going to make a Major League Back to the Minors joke just now and call him a balladeer, because everybody's seen Major League Back to the fucking Minors. Am I right, Matt?
Actually, I'd have seen that. I actually like.
Have you seen it in the last calendar year? Because I have.
No,
I live a sad existence. I live a sad, sad existence. Ankalaev is the minus 360 favorite. That's bordering on mean, I think. Once you're a minus 350 favorite, that's in like, then why book the fucking fight? I'm kidding. Like, anybody can win inside the octagon, and we've seen that with 2 rounds of fighting through 2 fights.
Have we even had a full 5 minutes of
we haven't had a
yet?
full round on the main card.
Yeah.
I think we're at a total fight time of about 4.5 minutes. Here we go with round number 1. They'll tap gloves. Walker a little rigid, not as fluid as Ankalaev, who's using all of his limbs a little nimbly there. Leg kick checked by Ankalaev. Using that jab as Walker, trying to use his reach as an advantage. Circling around now. Both men in the center of the octagon. Some odd rubber band AI physics there. Head kick attempt by Ankalaev. Does not land, but Walker's got to pay homage to it now. Leg kick by Walker. Trying to use his reach. Time winding down. Leg kick by Ankalaev. 4:13 left to go in round number 1. Our third fight of the afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Matt Ryan, MG Geek. My producer, Stephanie Sotilli, usually with us. Not here this week, but will be with us next week for Fury and Ngannou. Nothing happening here. Both men kind of spinning around, and they kind of kick to the inner thigh and a kick to the... Ooh, that knee kick by Ankalaev just jutted Walker, and Walker gets hit with a right hand that sends him spinning like a marionette in an ABBA song. but he's still going here. And now a little more hunched over, a little more protective is Walker. Ankalaev with an overhand right. This does not land, but a ton of power in that punch from the Dagestani. 3:26 left to go in round number 1 of 3 in the light heavyweight division. Walker using his left hand to circle. Spins out and avoids some coverage there. Kick to the knee, avoided by Ankalaev, and Ankalaev getting clipped for a brief moment, but he is just kind of forging ahead. Left hand by Ankalaev. You can see a little bit of redness around the face of Ankalaev, but a punch to the kidney. Walker tried to feint it. He tried to kayfabe him and lead it into a jumping knee, but now he is on his knee and getting pushed into the fence by Ankalaev. Ankalaev trying to open him up and go for an RNC. Going with left hands, tried with the elbow and the forearm. He is just driving punches into the hand of Johnny Walker and now trying to take the back. You can see a little bit of raspberry jam, little gashes on the head of Johnny Walker with 2:25 left to go in the first round. Walker now trying to slip out of this situation. Ankalaev slowly trying to pivot Walker and take his back. Grapevining the left leg with his left leg is Ankalaev. Right hand by Walker. Left hand from Ankalaev and now chest on chest. Now trying to get Walker out from back of the fence and knee to the head, and they will break each other up. And a knee from a grounded position. And he was on one knee. So that is the opposite of legal and a warning, and they will check after the illegal knee from Ankalaev. And that is not something you should do. That is as dirty pool. It's a bad Ankalaev. Bad Ankalaev. Walker will be able to take a break here. He's got, I believe, up to 5 minutes to recover from this. And the doctor consulting with Walker. It might be the same doctor who told the guy who got hit in the balls, you didn't get hit in the balls, which is totally a thing you want to hear from your doctor. Good job.
When you can feel that you got hit in the balls and he says you didn't?
Yeah. That's not how that works. No. And this fight might be over. Yep, it's over.
Call it, aren't they?
Oh dear God, it's over.
God,
and it looks like it'll
we
be
get to the
a
second
draw.
round, please.
And Johnny Walker was like, "Let's fight." What? Walker's pushing the referee. What the fuck is going on? Walker's saying he can go. The doctor's saying no. Johnny Walker tried to fucking fight the ref. Clear out. What the... Goddamn clown show. Goddamn calamity.
Oh, and according to commentary, that is the same doctor.
Of course it is. Because why the fuck wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't you have another doctor? And now Ankalaev and Walker want to fight. Now he just wants to fight him straight up. Yeah, and Ankalaev's being held back by security. Oh, this is fucking great. Let him go. Bruce Buffer now walking in as the person to stop it.
That's who you want.
This is goddamn
Look at my
hilarious.
Jacket.
Much like reflective stuff with it. And now Dana White's in there. Oh, we got a mouse. Oh, let this be a mouse at the palace. Oh, come on. Give me what I want. We've earned this. We have earned this as a community. Burn it down, Pookie. Burn it down, Pookie.
I can't believe this.
They're showing the replay of the doctor talking to the referee. The doctor looking like one of the dudes from Fringe. He looks like if Paul Ellering and Stanley Tucci were the same person. Or if you watch Scrubs and the guy that said, "My machines!" It's that guy. And Johnny Walker's like, "Wait, no, we ain't fighting? We not scrapping?" Like they weren't actively having a conversation in front of him. Like the doctor and the referee weren't having a conversation in front of him. And then the doctor does the international sign of "this fight's fucking over," waving his arms as you see the shadows in the background. And Dana White just pissed off. "God damn it, pal. That was the shits, wasn't it? Who the fuck booked this shit?" What the fuck is actually going on here? Oh. And now Ankalaev and Walker. And I believe they'll walk and try to announce a decision as a draw. I wouldn't have them stand next to each other. And Johnny Walker pissed, Ankalaev disappointed. And
Dude,
we'll get the official decision.
We haven't got out of the first round in first 3 fights.
It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
We got 2 fights.
I might be able to get lunch.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're going to drag this out a little bit.
And they'll shake hands. They'll dap each other. Oh, they want to run it again. They want to run it back, and now security's back in. Dana going to Johnny Walker. Are they? Get one of them out. It's officially ruled a no contest. Get them out of the goddamn octagon. Get them out of the cage, buddy. What the fuck is going on? This is fucking absurdity. Who's athletic? Whose man's is this on the athletic commission? Like, I'm confused by all that has transpired here. Hey, the fuck, buddy? And they're just re-showing what's going on. And Johnny Walker apologizing to fans. And we will move on to our co-main event an hour and 10 minutes into the pay-per-view. Fucking hose it down, keep it moving, am I right? Oh. You know what? You know what's great about it, Matt? Is that I have to use the bathroom. So, if you'd like to put some stats up,
that would be great.
Some questions.
I don't know what stats to put up because there wasn't any other than melee.
Well, maybe go through the prelims. You show what people what they missed so far, who's won, who's lost, and I'll be back in like 45 seconds.
Okay. All right. We will do that while Matt takes a little break here.
Let me know when I can go.
Okay. You can go. I'm just going to talk. All right. Well, he's gone. Little recap, and he's going to make me say these names. This is his ultimate preliminaries. Mohammad David defeated Tim Elliott in the 3rd round. Head and arm choke. Trevor Peak defeated Mohammad Yahya by unanimous decision. Javid Basharat versus Victor Henry, no contest. And the doctor strikes again. This was the groin shot. We had Cedric Dumas defeated Ubu Essitar, unanimous decision. Mike Breeden, I should be able to say that one, defeated Ansul Jubai. That was a 3rd round KO. Mohammad Mokaev, man, I'm terrible with these names. defeated Nathaniel Wood, unanimous decision, and Victoria Dukova defeated Jin Yu Frey, unanimous decision. And the first one of the night, I did these in a reverse order. Sahara Magomedov defeated Bruno Silva, unanimous decision. There you go. There's your rundown of the prelims, including the stupid doctor and his no groin shot stop.
Can we get the name of that doctor?
I don't know if the doctor should be the star of a pay-per-view, but so far he is.
No. Unless it's like the Doctor of Style, the Doctor of Love, like the Doctor of Thugonomics. Like there's fucking. How did we get here, Matt? How did you went through that? But how did we get through? Like we did not go through a full 15 minutes of fights.
No, we've been talking. You and I just been rambling more than anything.
I'm sorry for people that want to hear me watching.
Oh, Stanley, I should have put myself on cam when I did that, but
This is a goddamn clown show. Goddamn clown show, Matt.
This is out of all the pay-per-views we've done together, this is so far the most interesting for all the wrong reasons.
It's been goofy as shit. Like we had two really like two fluke stoppages. Like
right.
One overhand right and like two impatient fighters basically led to where we are now. Three impatient fighters, because fucking old boy used the goddamn knee. Ankalaev using that knee while his opponent's on one knee. It's just like patience. Everybody wants to go home. I feel like everybody just wants to get the fuck out of there because like it's throwing everybody off. Fighting in the middle of the afternoon when here in the States, like you're throwing it off. You're throwing off the balance. You're throwing off the natural flow of things.
I wonder how long they go over there before they fight. They go there a week before, 2 weeks.
I feel like one of the fighters went earlier to compensate for the time distance.
Yeah.
But they said they like a week before. So I think usually when it's less than a full day of travel, you're probably doing 4 days out, maybe that Monday or Tuesday, because you have media day, you have interviews.
Do you stay on your own time? Do you stay on your local time to keep your body clock right?
I think you have to adjust for the body clock. You have to adjust for the clock a little bit. Like if it's like New York to LA, you have to do a slight adjustment. If it's,
right.
Russia to
when
Las
I go to
Vegas,
Chicago,
like you have to
it screws me up.
Yeah, for the most part, a lot of these fighters have to compensate for that anyway because they're traveling from a lot of them from Europe, a lot of fair amount from Asia,
Brazil to
Brazil,
the U.S. And that's like a 4 hour. That's like a 4 hour difference, especially if you go to Vegas on the West Coast.
Chimaev and Usman is our co-main. That's a co-main event. Like that's astounding that this fight.
When I was pulling notes, I said, "Oh man, this might be the fight I'm looking forward to the most."
Yeah. This card is cursed in a whole bunch of weird ways, but we've gotten some really good last minute fights for this card. Modern record for the fewest days between UFC wins in 10. He fought twice in 10 days. That's not healthy behavior. It's a plus 165 prop for him to win by knockout or TKO, plus 300 for a submission, plus 250 for a decision. That's Kamaru Usman. If he loses here, what do you think happens next for him. Because the
Oh.
move up here is gonna be the test. Moving up to middleweight is gonna be a huge test.
I was just looking at that. I wanted to see what.
But Usman making his walk to the octagon now. Pretty used to walking out second as a holder of the welterweight title. Had the third most title fight wins in UFC welterweight division history with 6. His latest knockout was against Colby Covington. Second most consecutive wins in UFC history with 15. And Chimaev has 12. He is 12-0. He's knocked out 6. He's submitted 5. And he's been to the scorecards once. Usman is a different kind of fighter, but going up against a guy like Gilbert Burns, I think that, Chimaev is ready for this level. He is ready for this moment. And Usman is stepping up. He's a this is a bad motherfucker to take on, and you're a bad motherfucker to take him on. But as he walks by Randy Orton Batista, I don't know what we're going to see from Kamaru Usman. And I don't know if we're going to see a decision in this fight. I don't see it happening the way this card's been trending.
Could you imagine? No, we don't get out of like the second round and all the way through.
I'd celebrate. Like, ooh, I have my afternoon back. I can get a sandwich. But
you're still going to be able to get a sandwich, I think.
But I've got a little bit of time. But at that point, it becomes dinner. I don't want dinner. I have dinner.
Got it.
Yeah.
Lunch heard. Oh, I should probably flip back. Put you back here. There we go.
Hi. But let me know your predictions in the chat. Who's going to walk out with the win? As it's Kamaru Usman and Khamzat Chimaev in our co-main event at UFC 294. We'll be back next week with Tyson Fury against Francis Ngannou. And we're going to have a good time. Let's go to the tail of the tape. For Usman, he's 36. Chimaev, 29. 6'2". The height advantage is Chimaev's 2-inch height advantage. A pound weight advantage. Usman at 184.5, Chimaev at 185.5, and a slight reach advantage for the plus 280 underdog Usman, 76-inch reach to 75-inch reach, and there's that goddamn jacket again. Now, do you think he chooses those patterns himself, or are those jackets that are already made? Like, I want to know.
I'm sure he has input on it.
He picks a jacket.
I'm sure he has input, and people like whoever his designer is sends him sample patterns, and he picks out a couple and go from there.
He's got 12 pay-per-views a year, and there's maybe 20 to 30 fight night cards a year, maybe more, but that means he has to have about 50, at least 50 jackets, because you can change up the pants. The jacket's the play there for him. He doesn't do the full suit sometimes. Like that jacket, I think, is with black pants.
Right. Yeah, sometimes he does pull out the slacks and that match, and it's over the top. It's Seth Rollins.
Virginia Valley saying these need to be custom, the way the patterns are matched across the seam and such. Well, I think there's tailoring that's obviously done, but to have 50 or so bespoke suit jackets a year, Are those Skechers? Like, I get comfortable shoes in a situation like that, especially when you're standing on canvas. Oh baby, let's go. Usman walks up to Chimaev. It's good. Oh, let's go. Let him fucking fight, Herzog. Enough of the bullshit. Enough of the tomfuckery. I want to see these men hurt one another. Oh, I'm excited. Chimaev just staring into this guy's soul, into Usman's soul. Usman a little bit of boo-boo face, but here we go. They both kneel. And Usman will not return Chimaev's sign of respect. He will not slap hands with him, and both men will set to the center of the octagon. Usman getting a body kick from Chimaev. Chimaev immediately go for the takedown. Usman gets him and trying to grapple here. The former Olympic level wrestler in trouble as the single leg trying to get the trip. Chimaev gets the takedown, takes the back of Kamaru Usman. Usman now in the Luther Campbell position. Now trying to take the side is Chimaev. Chimaev with Usman on one knee. Now back up to a vertical base, back into the Luther Campbell. Still in the Luther Campbell, now being dragged down. Still in that Luther Campbell position. Chimaev trying to take the back, trying to bring Usman down. Usman on both knees, now on his stomach, trying to splay out, trying to use that left leg at a 90-degree angle with his knee on the floor. Chimaev just lighting up Kamaru Usman. He is just punching away at the former champion, riding his back as if he were a polo pony and he was the Duchess of Kent. Riding now, 3:45 left to go in round one. Usman completely in Khosrow Vaziri, break your back and get humble territory as Khamzat is smashing him in the face with left hands. Backpacking himself onto the former welterweight champion is Khamzat Chimaev. Chimaev with 3:20 left to go in round one, trying to wear down the former NCAA Division I wrestler, the man who knocked out Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington. Chimaev at 185 pounds, trying to prove that he is at the top of the class at that weight class. Now manipulating the arm of Usman, who looks dog-tired. Chimaev just riding the back, holding on for dear life as Usman in complete trouble. He is on an island to himself. He doesn't even have the courtesy of a volleyball friend. He is stuck. He is bereft. He is fucked here against Khamzat Chimaev. 2:31 now left to go in round number one. Still holding on to the back, now using that left hand of Usman's to control it as Usman continues to get his energy grounded into the dirt, having to hold up 185.5 pounds when he weighed in yesterday, so he could be near 200 pounds. 206 left to go in round number one. Now the elbow to the side of the head. Usman trying to do something here, trying to get back up. He's at a vertical base. Chimaev still on his back. Chimaev trying to lock in the RNC. Usman hunched over on his feet, but Chimaev trying to lock in the arm underneath the jaw, switches it up, and he gets it, and Usman drives Chimaev's head and his head into the canvas, and now on his side with Chimaev still holding on. 1:28 now left to go in round number one. Still with his legs attached to the back of Kamaru Usman. He has been controlling the back for 2 minutes and 23 seconds. With 1:11 left to go in the round, Kamaru Usman looking to deny Chimaev a first round victory. Usman trying to do everything he can to get out of this predicament and fight in round two. There's only 3 rounds. It's a 15-minute fight as Chimaev continues to punch Usman in the face and manipulate the arms of Kamaru Usman to try to just make him not able to use his own power and try to choose whether to keep himself on a base with those hands or protect himself. Usman, with 35 seconds to survive in this round, being Luther Campbelled again by Khamzat Chimaev. 37-2 is the total strike differential. Kamaru Usman getting worked by Khamzat Chimaev in this round. 18 seconds left to go. Usman looking exhausted, somehow, some way, still able to hold him and Chimaev up, holding up a man the same body weight as you, as he gets punched about the face in the Luther Campbell position by Chimaev, who is still grapevine against his midsection, and that is the end of the round. 1 round down, 2 rounds to go, and for the first time, and Usman
Holy
walking
hell.
a little
We made it to the
confidently
second
and now
round.
standing up. But he is holding on to his trainer to try and stay upright here instead of sitting down, and you can see how exhausting that was for Kamaru Usman.
Wow.
What
Well, this is a 10-8
what a
round.
statement by Khamzat Chimaev. Fuck. And Usman just looking exhausted, breathing so heavy.
Oh my God, those stats are telling. Wow.
It is a long night at the office, as you can see the stats on your screen. Little bit of a dog walk in round 1. Usman gets a chance to rectify it here and try to even things up in round 2. Will he be able to? And we'll begin round number 2. Referee again is Jason Herzog. I'm Matt Ryan calling the action for you. Usman conceding control of the center of the octagon to Chimaev. Usman not doing much here. Both men looking to feel each other out. Kind of switching what you would do in round 1 to what you do in round 2. Left hand lands by Usman. Misses the left to the body. Has landed under 10 total strikes. Kick to the leg that time by Usman. Chimaev will switch up his stance to compensate for the kick. Goes a straight right hand to Chimaev. Gotta wonder how much of that last round that control took out of Chimaev. Usman feigns the takedown. Chimaev gets hit with a left hand from Usman. Push kick by Chimaev does not land, blocked by Usman. Trying to feign lefts and rights here. Chimaev, who controlled in round 1, way more even here in round 2. Chimaev looking a little frustrated here, trying to find a way back into the kitchen, kick to the body by Chimaev to Usman. 3:10 left to go in the second round. Trying to keep center. Chimaev controlling. There's not a lot happening here. Push kick, almost a kick to the dick and balls by Usman. Another left hand thrown by Usman.
Well, that would be more interesting.
Kick to the thigh. Missing the left hand. In the center of the octagon, both fighters trying to make anything happen. Ooh. Fuck, a good meatball sandwich would be great. Shit, I can go for a meatball sandwich. Go for some Chinese food. I might get some Chinese food. 2:09 left to go. Head kick attempt by Chimaev. Looking to make something happen here. Leg kick to the ankle by Chimaev. Overhand right missed by Usman. Next month will mark the 30th anniversary of the UFC. That fight will go down in MSG, and we'll be here for Jones and Miocic. So like, comment, and subscribe now if you haven't already, and join us for UFC 295. 90 seconds left to go in the round. Usman with the right hand. The tenor of this round completely different to what we saw in round one. Head kick by Chimaev does not land. Usman puts his hands up. Way more measured, way more defensive round. Push kick to the knee. Oh, and as soon as I say that, Usman catches Chimaev, and now a kick to the ankle by Usman. Now with under a minute left to go in the second round, this is the longest fight of the main card.
It's doubled all the other 3 fights.
Yeah, if it ends this, at this point, I believe it's surpassed
for fight time.
It's
at
near
least.
the total time. Usman gets Chimaev down, but Usman's his body is down. But he's holding Chimaev, grapevining with his arms, wrapping himself around Chimaev. 30 seconds now left to go in the round. Still holding on.
Ooh.
And now Usman trying to pull the submission. Chimaev finding a way out of it with 7 seconds left to go. Right hand by Usman. Usman still on the ground. Chimaev looking to show out in the last few seconds, and that'll be the end of round number 2. Closer round. Usman looking way more confident after round 1.
Once he was able to
two
stand up.
Round 1.
Once he was able to stand up, he kind of got his bearings. He seemed much more himself.
And Chimaev, I think right now it's I have it 10-8, 10-9.
Yep.
So that would be 19-8, 19-17 in favor of Usman. Yeah, because that round 1 was not a 10-9 round. That was a 10-8 round, in my opinion. So
you mean
Chimaev just has to gatekeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Chimaev up 19-18.
Yeah, you said Usman. Just correct. I would. Yeah, I would agree with you. Yeah, he's gonna need Usman's gonna need a knockout or a finish.
Well, he's gonna need to win. He's gonna need a 10-9 round.
Right.
Yeah, he's just gonna need to win this round or get a finish. But Chimaev, all he's got to do is keep the pressure off. Because if anything, he could try to. This could end. If this ends up being a draw, holy fucking shit, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Chimaev gets grounded,
especially after that first
by
round.
Usman. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Left hand by Usman doesn't land to the body. Push kick missed by Usman to Chimaev. Left hand thrown by Usman. Shout out to Rayton Thacker donating $19.99 to the cause. I could buy lunch. 4:07 left to go in the round. Takedown attempt by Usman. Chimaev controlling the distance here. Continues to switch up his stance. Not a lot doing here. Push kick attempt. Chimaev doesn't land. Usman lands a right hand after Chimaev misses, and both men throwing heavy. Takedown attempt again, stopped by Usman, and he tried to land a right hand, and Chimaev blocks a head kick from Usman. Usman lands on his ass, gets right back up. He hits a left to the jaw. Usman 7 of 10 in terms of takedown defense. But those 3 takedowns were costly. Right hand. Landing 2 is Chimaev. Landing a left. 2 lefts and missing a right is Usman. Usman tried to do a backhand there. Punch to the body by Usman. Left hand misses by Usman. He catches it that time, almost eats a combination, but Chimaev not landing cleanly. Usman finding that left hand here in round number 3. Chimaev stuffs a takedown attempt from the former welterweight champion. .246 left to go. Shout out to Fo Sushi joining us here in the co-main. 2:37 left to go. Usman avoids the takedown by Chimaev. Chimaev gets a leg, though. Now holding on to that leg, and he gets the takedown. 2:25 left to go. Usman trying to get back up. May not want to give him his back again. 2:11 left to go. Usman trying to avoid Chimaev climbing up his body. Switching over and now climbing up the right side of Kamaru Usman. With that left leg grapevine. Now putting his forearm, his Chimaev, on the throat of Kamaru Usman. Minute 49 left to go. Both men striking each other. Usman trying to avoid Chimaev climbing up his body. Trying to posture up. Minute 31 left to go in the fight. Punch to the rib cage by Chimaev.
This is helping Chimaev big time.
Oh, yeah. No, ground time, ground control.
Yeah.
I think when you look at all the stats after the fight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the judges are going to see it that way, but who knows? With a minute 5 left to go.
I mean, the doctor still could get involved.
Over 6 minutes of ground control time, under a minute left to go in the longest fight of the night so far on the main card. And it looks like Chimaev's getting... Oh, he's driving his head into the shoulder. And Usman just throwing shots from the bottom here. Chimaev not able to really reply back. Stanley Franklin saying what we're all thinking. Who'd have thunk a decision on this one? I didn't. I said that I didn't see that happening in this fight. And then I've got 25 seconds to not look like a dummy. Usman now with his back to the fence. Feigning the kick to the knee. Both men looking a little tired here after 15 minutes or 14:50 of fighting. 9 seconds left to go in the round. Overhand rights, both men missing, fighting in the phone booth. 3 seconds left to go, trying to walk this one off, and we will go to scorecards in Abu Dhabi. They will dap each other up. What a fucking fight. It was not the fight we expected, but it certainly was an interesting display between two of the best fighters on the planet. Bo Sushi saying he expected Usman to dominate. That was... I think we're going to see Chimaev get the win by decision. I don't know what you think, Matt, but I think that's where we're heading with this one.
I agree 100%. It was too much. But yeah.
And according to Sean Strickland, Usman made $1 to $1.5 million, he thinks, for that short notice fight.
Nice.
But
so he had a short camp. He didn't really have a camp, did he, Usman?
He had like 15 days, less than 2 weeks. I think it was 10 days to get ready for this fight. Because Strickland, I think, certainly, I think he was offered the fight and he said, "Fuck that shit." Which I don't see as a terrible thing. Trying to fight.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Going overseas too. Add that into it. Taking a,
yeah,
it's not easy.
Also, we're an hour and 40 into this, and we're about to meet our main event.
Yes, it's going to be a minute. I'm going to take a quick break, Matt, and you
go for
hold down the fort. We'll put you back on. Do you want the stats up, or do you want full shot?
Full shot's fine.
Okay. All right.
Raiden Thacker, since he donated in 1999 to the cause, I'll wait till MG gets back. But I'd like to request, because he donated $20, I'd like to request "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion. I'd like to request that in the memory of Brendan and now possibly Steph. Rest in peace. I'm sorry, Matt killed you. Brendan's got COVID. I don't. I tested negative. Brendan's got COVID. And Steph is at a movie. She had plans. We didn't realize this was an afternoon show until this week, and she'll be back with us next week. And she'll have a better working mic next week because we're going to order her a boom. Matt, remind me to order her a boom. And shout out to my buddy Zach Morgan, who's saw my idea and said, "Are you mad about the fumble dimension from Secret Base?" I'm mad about a lot of things involving Secret Base and SB Nation, but it did inspire me just to do that as a fun social experiment and not get as in-depth, and because I don't have the same thing they do. I don't have the same mode they do. And I'm not going to ask our bosses to buy me a PS5, even though I could ask for that, and I won't get it. But Brendan's got a life. I do this from my house, so it's very easy. And Chimaev got the win by decision and was given his brown belt in BJJ. So good for him. Good for him. Once again, Raiden Thacker, thank you for the donation of $19.99. Chimaev getting the win in our co-main event. And that was, just make sure we got the call correctly here. That was by majority decision. 27-29, 29-28. I'm sorry, 28-28, 27-29. I don't know how you do that, but that is exactly what the problem is.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. I now have to sing "My Heart Will Go On." You missed a lot.
I know. I heard. I heard. I can walk away and still hear. So I was listening.
Okay.
Pretty funny.
All right. Near, far, wherever you are, I will not let you drown. I'll put you on the door again. Ooh, my allergies are out to play today. But there you go. Wherever you are, near, far. We're so glad you're joining us here on the Matt Man YouTube channel. I'm Matt. MG is my producer. And we're so glad you're here wearing pants.
I was supposed to wear pants? Shit.
You're not wearing pants?
No.
Oh, we've been demonetized. Faux Sushi asking, Matt, let the boss know that I should definitely ask for a PS5. Is Usman just falling off now, or is he done? I don't know. He took this fight on 10 days' notice, had to make weight, had to do all that.
I would chalk it up more to that.
But yeah, I don't think Usman's done. Is he near the end of his peak? Quite possibly. But I don't know if he's necessarily done after a fight like this. Because in 10 days, he was able to stay competitive with a fucking monster of a person. Paulo Costa in there.
His ground game is phenomenal.
Umar Nurmagomedov in the audience. Stanley Franklin says MG has buffer pants. The fuck are buffer pants? Someone explain that to me. But Makhachev, Volkanovski, UFC 6, UFC 5, pardon me. It's going to have Tyson, Ali, and Tyson Fury. It's interesting. It would be fun to play as those guys in UFC, but Makhachev ready to defend his lightweight title against Alex Volkanovski. Fuck, I don't know who to pick in this fight. I don't mean to be fence sitter Matt, which I usually am, because I like both fighters in the fight, but god damn it, I don't know who to pick here.
So, who won the first fight? Is this a rematch of the title fight?
Yes, because he's gotten a fight of the night against Volkanovski. So,
okay,
yes. My friend Zach Morgan in the chat writing, imagine calling while you're live. Couldn't be me. Nope, that's not. He's the second person to call me during this show today. The first person was a spam call. I don't know why spammers are calling people on a Saturday, but, you know, we're here now. UFC 5 looks good for render graphics or animation graphics. I don't know if this is what the game's actually going to look like, but it looks fun. I'm probably not going to buy it just yet, but oh, you can get Fedor. Fuck.
Fedor's in.
God damn it. God damn it. And Power Slap is back. I could talk shit about Power Slap now. Power Slap is so fucking dumb. Oh my god, it's so fucking dumb. Jesus Mary, mother of backflipping Christ.
Oh. I don't even know how he
Those
thinks
belts
that's
are stupid too.
A good thing.
It's just.
Hey, who can give?
I would
who
rather
can give
see
the
them
other
just
person
fight.
a concussion? Yeah, exactly.
I at least make it a game. Like, fuck, let them rap battle or something before it. Like, do something aside from just handing out fucking trips to the hospital.
Oh man, it's so
like
so
this looks like a
insane
rap battle card. It doesn't look like a combat sports event. It looks like something our buddies over at iBattle would do, and that's not an indictment on iBattle. But what the fuck is that? Like, it's not human cockfighting, but it's fucking stupid, is what it is.
Just
the interim champ. We gonna unify this motherfucker. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Does this fight last the full 5 rounds, Matt? Do you think?
I'm gonna say yes. For anything else than the fact that we haven't had a lot of fighting. They're definitely stretching this out. So they don't go right to.
Well, it's going to be a 3 to 5 minute video package, and then fucking.
They're not going to start this until after the top of the hour, because that would be midnight if it were at its normal time.
Faux Sushi in the chat. Hurry up and fight! My kids want to go to Party City.
Amen.
Buying Halloween costumes. And Makhachev and Volkanovski, they're showing the first fight from February. And this is going to be banana pants. And just the first fight was a goddamn dog fight. And this fight is going to might match that. You ever buy candy from Party City? Like, I feel like that's like its executive function for people with no kids.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's just like,
that.
That's one of the few places in the world you can get the full-size Tootsie Rolls.
Really? See, I don't really do candy that much. Very, very rare that I even
Well,
go
me
with it.
neither. I'm more of a savory boy, but
Yeah.
I do get tempted by a Tootsie Roll, and I'm a big sucker for that. I don't know why that's one of my favorite candies. Candy corn. Candy corn is.
Now
I
we
don't
got
know. I don't know
now
what
we
to
got
make a
everybody's
candy corn.
favorite. Yeah, it's very weird. I don't hate it, but the texture of it's weird to me.
Yeah. But Makhachev looking to prove he's not a paper champion, and Volkanovski looking to win the claim of the title he thinks he never lost. This is gonna be a motherfucking fight.
Yeah, just for the most part. I mean, this is gonna descend. Didn't I say this is a 2-fight card? Because that's what we ended up with.
Yeah. Damn, foe. Shout out, buddy. How, if you got to bounce and you got to pop us in the headphones, if you need us to be child friendly for your sake, I'll do that for you. I won't say the fuck shit words. Ugh. That Reese's has like their own version of Party Mix now, and it's addicting.
Yeah.
Like it's got the Reese's popcorn, Reese's cups, like mini Reese's cups and pretzels in it. Jumping G hosey fat. It is that like I can eat a whole bag of that after visiting my local botany club. But it is main event time, kids. UFC 294, Makhachev, Volkanovski. Who's walking out with the fucking undisputed strap ski? My pants are on, but they are ready to be blown off by this fight. But big over-the-top entrance for our main event. And it will be Volkanovski making his walk to the octagon first. He's the current featherweight champion. Second most title fight wins in featherweight division history. And he's the pound-for-pound number one fighter this and last year. Makhachev, his second defense of his lightweight title. What the fuck is going to happen? We're going to find out in just a moment. For me, it's going to be who sets the tone. Because if both of these guys are going to go to the scorecards, we saw in how the last fight, momentum or perceived momentum was such a key in round 2 for Kamaru Usman and for a bit of round 3, which is why we ended up with a majority decision. Right now, in the back of your head, you don't want to leave it to the judges if you're Volkanovski.
Or the doctor.
And if you, yeah. Makhachev. Well, you kind of want to put it in the position where the doctor has to make a call on your opponent.
True. And what we've seen, he's quickly to do that.
Yeah. But, Fo, best to you and your family, man. I'm sorry, but we're glad you're here, and we're glad we can have a little bit of community for you while you and your family go through that. That's fucking tragic, man. I'm so sorry. To smoothly transition from condolences to my favorite Tootsie Roll. I prefer the traditional, but when it comes to the Tootsie Roll Pop, the blueberry, which is a very silly thing to say. Volkanovski, longest active win streak in the featherweight division. But now, if you've got a GoFundMe or something, Fo, please drop it in the chat. Volkanovski making his walk around the center of the octagon. The announcer saying he can go 25 minutes. There's no doubt about that. But the way this card has been tonight, as Makhachev checks the structural integrity of the fence of the octagon, how prepared is he for this moment? How ready is he for an opponent like Makhachev, he's lost before to? What does all of the elements of tonight really help reflect the game plan? Because if you're not game planning for how the judges and the doctor are acting, and you don't have that as a coach or a fighter in the back of your mind, I know you have to not think of anything but what's in front of you and keep your ears active for the coaches. But does that play a real part in this fight? We talk about a lot when we do these live streams, the unintended role that the judges, the State Athletic Commission, anybody who has anybody but the fighters who have a say on this fight are the secret weapon. That they're such, you don't know until you're there unless it's an established commission. You know, with Vegas, you're going to get more of a fair shot, weirdly enough, than you would in a younger commission with less experienced judges. And MMA as a sport is still only 30 years old, and you're getting still boxing judges who are judging MMA. You're getting people who aren't truly immersed in the sport. You're getting people who have an understanding of other combat sports or other disciplines. And it's going to create what you're looking at as a judge is still supremely different. And I bang this drum a lot on this show because I feel like the unintended consequences of becoming a mainstream sport is the rush to adoption and adaptation, and then things get lost in the mix. Like, judge training should be a huge, huge part of this. And I think now the UFC and other MMA companies, like the PFL, who probably are the only two left standing in the States, because Bellator is allegedly getting bought out by the PFL. Don't know where that's landing. But
one's based in Korea, right?
No, that's one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you meant sorry.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard you say that, I was like, wait, hold on. No, oh yeah, it took me a second. Those fuckers know how to throw a party, though. I'll tell you that. God
yeah,
damn.
I've watched a couple of those shows, and I do like them. It's just I never know when they're on. That's the issue.
I'm not a big fan of multidisciplinary cards because it's just like you don't know what you're watching half the time.
Yeah. Do you remember there was a few years ago, and I think Jim Ross called it with like Rampage Jackson? Remember when they did that? Like there was a
Rampage
wrestling
and
match.
Dada 5000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's run through the tail of the tape real quick.
Go ahead.
Volkanovski 35, Makhachev 31. The height advantage goes to Makhachev 5'10" to 5'6", 154.5 for Volkanovski, 155 for Makhachev, and the reach advantage going to Volkanovski. Usually the height and the reach go together, but not in this situation, as Volkanovski's limbs will give him some support here as the violent Stanley Tucci looks to become a champ. Ben Cartledge, Clemens winner, and Cesar Wojciechowski are the judges. That's the first time ever I've been able to get all three judges see them at the same time, and one of them was a Wojciechowski. So I'm fucking proud of myself. I am proud of me. Matt, you should be proud of me. And the audience
proud of you.
Should be proud of me. You fucking better be. Throw the goddamn...
Wow.
I will throw those pokers at you.
Matt chose violence.
Coming.
Mm-hmm.
Poking's coming. Kidding. You know I love you. I'm not going to throw pokers at you. I'm going to hire someone to throw pokers at you. You live in Michigan.
Okay.
I travel in Michigan. You know how hard it is to travel with red hot pokers? Got to go by bus. I don't want to take the bus.
All right, here we go.
I love the little half jump that Bruce Buffer does.
when he announces, I know. Like he turns toward the guy and he does that little quick little, yeah. It always makes me chuckle a little bit.
It's the ha giggles.
Mhm.
Volkanovski's the plus 205 underdog, but he's 3-1 as a UFC underdog. So,
Wow.
And that's one of his 2 career losses, by the way.
Just by
Volkanovski looks
just by the presentation before this main event, I feel like Vince got involved. Dana, it's got to be a little more.
They've been doing this kind of
Exactly.
presentation for the main events for a while, but
Really? It just seems like it's more. I don't know. Maybe just me.
the lights and the gimmick and all that other stuff.
When we start getting pyro, then we know. Then we know.
So Makhachev was the betting favorite when they fought the first time. He is closed as a favorite in all of his UFC fights. His average line, MG, is minus 425. He's only minus 250 as a favorite in this fight. And it being a rematch kind of settles the line a little bit, makes it a little less all over the place. But it's gonna be fucking hard to judge until we get into shit.
What's the line you have?
Makhachev and Volkanovski looking focused. Go ahead, Matt.
Changing. I said my line is changing on me. It's minus 270 now. Mm-hmm.
Well, how dare you? Mark Goddard will be the referee. And in Abu Dhabi, the place where Nurmal got sent to many a times during my childhood, it is main event time at UFC 294. Makhachev, Volkanovski 2. Let's save a rec center. It's electric boogaloo time, motherfuckers. And here we go. Volkanovski, the more active fighter, leading off, and now Makhachev meeting him. He throws the first real strike, lands a leg kick, does the defending champion with his back leg. Leading with his right foot, is Makhachev. Volkanovski leading with his left. Kick to the body, missed. Volkanovski almost sliding across the octagon, small little strides, trying to get inside. He has the reach advantage. Makhachev missing with the kick. Same to you, Fo Sushi. Have a great weekend, man. Kick to the body by Makhachev. Volkanovski standing in the center of the octagon. Kick to the leg. It's 5 rounds for the UFC Lightweight Championship. Head kick by Makhachev, blocked by Volkanovski. Wasn't a clean attempt by Makhachev. Couldn't get the full transition. Goes for the takedown. Does Makhachev. Volkanovski stops it. Volkanovski eats a knee to the midsection and is driven up against the fence by the defending lightweight champion. Makhachev now, knee to the inside of the thigh, matches one, does Volkanovski. Punch to the rib cage. Now trying to reposition into and try to get a takedown is Volkanovski. Now changes the polarity and presses Makhachev up against the fence. Makhachev having his head being pushed up against the corner of the octagon by the top of Volkanovski's head, and then a few left hands for measure, followed up by a knee and more left hands from the reigning featherweight champion. Lightweight title on the line, 5 rounds at 155 pounds. Trying to sweep out the leg is Volkanovski. Makhachev meeting with right knees, that right side of the body pressed up against the fence, but it's the only appendage he can really get moving against the featherweight champion. Now, knee by Makhachev doesn't land, trying to go into the Muay Thai clinch is the defending champion. Now Volkanovski pressed up against the fence. Knee attempt, but blocked by Volkanovski, covering up just in the right time, but a knee to the body by the champion, trying to set up a wide base as Makhachev to avoid the takedown. Now turns to his side, knees to the body by the defending champion, trying to get around the arm was Volkanovski, and they'll break, and they'll go back to facing off. Near the center of the octagon now, body kick landed by Makhachev. Makhachev in black with gold trim. Volkanovski in white with green, with white, black, and gold trim. Left hand landed by Makhachev. Looks like a couple of gashes on the leg of Makhachev. Kick to the thigh, missed by Volkanovski. Leading with the left still. Head kick! Volkanovski is out! Volkanovski gets dropped! Makhachev, it's over! Volkanovski gets the light turned down with a head kick from hell! You saw him go the fuck out, and he got cut wide open! Raspberry jam everywhere! Volkanovski got failed by the official, and he got slept by Makhachev. Islam Makhachev 2-0 and makes the statement against Volkanovski, and he is still the lightweight champion. Well, I say,
wow.
damn.
That came out of
on the
nowhere.
air for just about 2 hours and 10 minutes, and Islam Makhachev going over to Alexander Volkanovski, two fucking warriors, and in round one, Volkanovski clearly frustrated, blood running down the bridge of his nose. He got cut on that head kick, and we'll go through the replay before we call it a show. But I say, goddamn, Islam Makhachev was not playing around, humans.
Well, I gotta say, if you wanted knockouts and KOs, this was the card for you.
This was the dinger show, bro. Makhachev hugging Volkanovski and speaking to him inside the octagon, embracing as the cut man's just trying to stop the bleeding. Volkanovski dejected. And we'll go through the closing sequence here. Head kick. Volkanovski sees it coming, tries to crouch, but the hand wasn't in the right place. Makhachev's leg goes right up in the motion and then finds the target. Right the top of the head. Right here was the space he landed. And then from there, just completely battering Volkanovski. Like, it looked like when Volkanovski gets hit, and there it is, BAM! The ankle bone catches the temple and just completely Windows restart noises Volkanovski. That is a freak fucking knockout. That is such precision by Islam Makhachev.
Like, if he would have had a blade on his foot, he would have cut the whole top of his head off.
Yeah,
it was so precise.
Just that ankle bone and that flat of the foot. So it's the ankle bone against the temple and the flat of the foot landing like that. So it's just like that bang, bang. That 2 points of contact that completely slept him. And then the punches just to signify he's knocked the fuck out. And you
I think the hammer fist is what actually cut him.
Yeah, no, I think it could have been the gloves too. And there's Hasbulla.
Because you can actually see it in the replay. You can see when it happened.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stanley.
Makhachev clearly emotional, Volkanovski dejected, and he is still the featherweight champion, but the winner of the fight and still your lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev. They'll dap each other up. Hasbulla is there for reasons I necessarily don't understand. But what a fight and what a night. Thank you to Stanley Franklin. Thank you for everybody who rode with us here today. We'll be back next week with a freak fight. We finally get a freak fight on this version of the show. It's Ngannou and Fury. Yep, and we'll be starting around 4:30, 5 o'clock right before the main event.
We will be starting, for my purposes, we'll be starting when the WWE pay-per-view is finishing up.
Wait, Crown Jewels at the same time?
Same time, yeah. Hopefully.
How the fuck did that happen?
Counting I don't know, dude. I just noticed it. I'm like, damn it. So, the latest we'll start is 5 o'clock. But yeah, we'll start it after I get a few minutes to collect myself. And then we'll get going.
Crown Jewels on November 4th, bro.
Okay. It's the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. I sat there and I've been dancing my mentally confusing myself for the last 20 minutes.
You just really Deacon Mendez.
Did I just mind?
Volk
Did I just mind? Okay. All right. That's better. Oh, man.
I'm going to throw pokers. Red hot pokers. Red hot pokers. Red hot fucking pokers. But thank you to Raiden Thacker for supporting. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of the conversation. Thank you for hanging out with us. For MG Geek and for everybody at Matmen, who may see me later on Twitch. I'm not sure. I might do it tonight. But have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy your weeks. Enjoy the fights. We'll see you next time right here on Matmen. So long.